Greetings family, greetings friends, this is Eldad Amara. Right, got some nice juicy stuff in this video here for you today, this live stream. Right, the aims and objectives of the Society of Black Achievement. Right, number one, the first aim is to raise the consciousness of the black diaspora worldwide. The second aim is also to help black people to progress socially and economically up the ladder. Also to help with career progression through networking through various different organizations throughout the world. These are black organizations, okay? Also to look at history and our past, our past achievements, because that has not really been looked at in that much detail, especially by white Europeans. Our history should be everyday history and not just told once a year. Right? I'm also looking to network with other groups of professional people throughout the world, basically, so we can form some sort of umbrella. Yeah? And also I want to look at health and well-being, how important that is also for us. Right, I'm not going to go back over the ground rules like I did last week, because I explained the ground rules there. You can find the ground rules on the site, and you can find the ground rules on my last video as to how I want people to conduct themselves whilst being on this site. Okay? I don't want to hear no profanity, for example. Okay? I've got about 5 ground rules, and you can look at those ground rules, as I said, on the site. You can find it on the site of Society of Black Achievement site. Right, why are we here today? Why are we here today? I'm talking about, when I say here today, I'm talking about as black people, why are we in this condition? I say it's because of 4 ideologies, and the main ideology being racism, the ideology of racism. It's also religion, I believe, and also education, and also economics. These are the 4 systems I believe are keeping us down. For a few of us, yes, we have achieved. Yeah, we've become famous footballers, famous pop stars, famous film stars. Yeah, some of us architects, doctors, but far by few. That's only a handful of people. Most jobs that we are doing are middle skilled or lower skilled jobs. But why is this? I think the ideology of racism is the primary reason. The ideology of racism is also known as systemic racism. Right? It is a form of racism that is embedded as a normal practice within society or an organization. It can lead to such issues as discrimination in the criminal justice system, employment, housing, healthcare, political power, education, amongst other things. There's also the ideology of racism, which, through things like stereotyping, helps to reinforce this ideology, through stereotyping black people. Okay, stereotyping our race as being maybe lazy, aggressive, stupid, people who can't be trusted. And through these stereotypes, it reinforces our position that we're currently in. Yeah, through these self-fulfilling prophecies of these people who own these institutions. Yeah. Such as your schools, your hospitals, your education service, are owned and controlled by only a few people. 5% of the population, more or less, holds 95% of the wealth and the production and the means of labour, and the tools for labour. You don't see very many black banks, for example. You don't see black people owning armies. You don't see black people owning hospitals. You don't see black people owning shipping yards or shipping companies. You don't see black people, how would I say, you don't see them in areas of the army high up in the higher echelons. So we are being kept down by some form of system, because if you go around the world you see the same problems encountered by black people. We're somewhere at the foot of the ladder, and the people at the top, who are white Europeans, are the ones who's controlling us. Don't say they don't control their own people as well, but primarily our problems are caused by them, through the elite. I was going to say. So anyway, there's 4 ideologies, I was saying, I believe that's hold us in our position. I'm going to read some quick statistics here. This is in the UK, and this is found by Parliament, November the 20th, 2020. The unemployment rates and the people from black represent 11.6%, and the Pakistanis 11.1%. Right, the ethnic minority communities in Great Britain, so they represent 11.6 and 11.1% of the ethnic minority in Great Britain. Right, in August 2020, across all ethnic backgrounds, unemployment rates are higher for young people. The annual data in this paper is not routinely available. So, the unemployment rates between Pakistanis and also the black community is roughly 11%. I think it's higher than that. But that's hard because if you think about it, we make up a very small minority of the population as a whole. I think the black community here in England make up roughly, and I'm just talking about black, that's West Indian, make up roughly about 5% of the population. 5% of the population as a whole, that's all people from various parts of the Caribbean. Another statistic here by David Lamley's MP in London. He says people from black and ethnic minority groups or backgrounds constitute only 14% of the general population in England and Wales. I think it's lower than that, but makes up 25% of its prison population. In 2017, a review led by MP David Lamley concluded that the justice system was biased against this group and required reform. Man, our youths are feeling it, man. They've been arrested, then criminalised, put into prison, and then when they come out, they ain't got no jobs. It's sad, man. This is year 2020, and we're going through all this still. Right, as I was saying, also religion, I believe, is also another thing that holds us back. Some will disagree, But if you look, we got all these black churches everywhere. If I go to Jamaica, which I've been a few times, and the Dominican Republic and Brazil, I see a hell of a lot of black churches of various different forms. Seventh-day Adventist, what's another one? Anyway, there's quite a few different religious groups. But I just can't understand why we're in the plight in which we are. If religion was helping us that much, then how come we're still in the plight in which we are? Religion, I believe, holds us back. We use it as a crutch. And we got this white image of Jesus that's always been betrayed to us. Now, what do you think that does to your kids when you see a white image of Jesus? What does it do to your mind? So when you look into the skies and you wait for Jesus Christ to come back, you're looking for a white Jesus Christ. They gave you this image and this ideology to follow to keep you in your place. Instead of looking outwards to the sky, you need to be looking inwards. My great-grandmother, my great-great-great-grandmother, my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. I've been waiting on this person, this Jesus Christ, to come and save them. The same people who brought the Bible back into Africa and brainwashed you. We should be moving towards spirituality and not towards religion. I say religion, or rely on, is a crutch. You need to get out of it. It's not doing you any good. What good is it really doing you? What good is it doing you? You go to Jamaica, say, and look everywhere, you see churches. Almost every street corner. You go to Dominican, you see the same thing. You go to Brazil and see the same thing. We need to stop relying on other people to fix our problems. We need to start doing it for ourselves. Religion ain't doing it for us. The next thing, economics. We are so self-reliant on other people, and we haven't got our own independence. We are relying on other people to give us jobs and to give us handouts to start up our own businesses and stuff. We need to become more independent, like the Muslims, like the Chinese, and like other groups. We need to become more independent. I don't know if this integration thing is working either, because when black people, for instance, had no integration, they seem to be doing better in America than what they are now. And when I say integration, I don't mean to say that you can't mix with other groups of people. I'm talking about businesses. I'm talking about turning around and forming your own businesses, your own churches, schools, and the like. Stop waiting for other people to come and save you, to come and help you. You spend your money as well in these communities, going and buying that Adidas, latest Adidas, buying the latest Nikes, buying the latest perfumes. You know how much money you'd be saving yourself if you stop buying from these people? Do you know how much money you save? I'm guilty too, because once I used to do this. I used to buy Hugo Boss and buy Nike trainers and things like that. All I'm doing is just advertising these people. You imagine 10 people with Adidas jackets on. they are actually advertising Nike, or Adidas, should I say. They're actually advertising them. So if 10 people are wearing an Adidas jacket and 10 people see this jacket and like it, what do you think? They're going to go and buy the jacket. So now Adidas has made more money, haven't they? And so it rolls on. So when you're wearing their clothes, or wearing their shoes, or their hats, or the jackets, you're promoting them. And then that promotion has a knock-on effect. Right. Anyway, I want to move on and move away from talking about these ideologies, because, boy, it's quite evident anyway what's really going on. And I'll just bring some statistics out to you. Do you know also in America, this is going to be another subject of conversation, but do you know in America there's a lot of private prisons, and there's a relationship between the private prisons and hip-hop music, and also the music industry? Do you know there's a relationship between the three? The amount of prisons that were in America constituted roughly 500, that's throughout the whole of America. Now you've got these private prisons, and they're making a hell of a lot of money exploiting black kids and sending them to prison. There was once 500 prisons, roughly, in the United States in the 1970s. Now, there's 1,700 prisons, roughly. 1,700. Who do you think is filling these prisons? Really? Who the fuck do you think is filling these prisons? And whilst the prisons are being filled with blacks and Hispanics, who is making the money off of them? Off of their labour. I don't think slavery is even finished, to tell you the truth, because it's merely moved to the prison service. You just imagine, art like hip-hop, when it started out, was quite an innocent thing. Now, gangster rappers come along, and then the government, along with prisons and the media, have found a way to exploit black people again. Every time we seem to be doing something for ourselves, or making some kind of inroads, somebody else comes along and takes it off of us. And this exploits us. The amount of young black people and Hispanic people are going to prison right now because of this. Man, I'm seriously pissed off. Wake up. Anyway, I want to go on and look at meditation. You can say, why meditation? This is the second time you're doing meditation now. Listen, right now it's about time we started lining ourselves up. Too many of us are on the third dimension. What I mean by third dimension, you're too materialistic. You want your big houses and your fast cars. You want your Adidas trainers. You want your gold rings. Men want 5, 6 women. Women, now with all this cosmetic surgery and sending themselves likes and all the rest, it's locked down on the third dimension. You need to start moving your vibration up to the 4th dimension, because this planet is changing. I think it's Jupiter, Venus, and what's the other star? Saturn aligned themselves in a triangle early in January. It's time for you to start lining yourself up as well, because guess what? There's a catastrophe coming, and those in charge of us, they know it. Those in charge of us, they know it. You see the floods going on in Jamaica? You see the floods going on in England? You see trees are not being burnt down in forests? It's a start of something. You need to start lining your chakras up and line yourself up and move your frequency up. And one way you can do this is through meditation. So meditation helps you with things such as focus. It helps you to focus. It clears your thoughts. So any negative thoughts that you get in your head, it can help you to clear these. It can help you to relax and distress. It can help you both mentally and physically, because it will help the cells in your body, alright, to go to the right places to prevent you from being ill, to help you with the illnesses. It increases your awareness, so you become more aware of things around you and your environment. As you start to raise up in frequency and you meditate a lot, you'll be able to do things like clairaudience and clairvoyance. Yes, speak to people without having to really open your mouth. There's a lot of people who meditate who can actually do that. It'll raise your intuition, so you will automatically know what to do in certain situations. With intuition, you won't need to be doing reading and one sort of things, because your mind will naturally tell you what to do. And right now, anyway, we need to be really focused. If you're focused, you will be able to know what to do in terms of if you want to go into a certain type of business. I bet the information will start coming to you through meditation and intuition. Right, the dark side of meditation, because I just told you the benefits of it, such as clear focus and helping you to get over things like illness. But the dark side that you tend to find once you start meditating is that you become very awoken. You'll be looking around and seeing certain things in your environment. You become much more aware. At times you're going to feel depressed because your body's changing, and as you're recognizing certain things in your environment, you're also becoming very aware of this. You're becoming aware of, say, for example, what the government is doing. Yeah, you become more aware of things such as what is the real reason why people are unemployed. You tend to find that you start to outgrow your environment, outgrow some of your friends. Some people start to look at you differently because they think that you're acting differently, but what it is that you're raising your awareness. There'll be things that you see that you disagree with, such as religion, and because your perspective on life is starting to change, some people want to distance themselves from you, or you want to distance yourself from them. That's all part of the awakening. Sometimes you feel a bit lonely. Sometimes you feel cut off. But this is all a process of going through meditation. Sometimes meditation might bring up things of the past. Again, it's all natural, it's still part of growing, it's a natural process. The thing is, you need to try and move forward. Right, so practice. I want to do a quick practice session on meditation before moving on. Right, I want you to check your body, check over your body and see if you're holding any tension in your eyes, your jaw, maybe in your throat, in your shoulders, or your hands, or your feet. A lot of people tend to hold a lot of tension in their hands and in their jaw as well. So focus on the areas where you can feel tension. Once you've done that, the next thing that I want you to do is think about your breathing. A lot of people breathe from their chest. They don't breathe from the diaphragm, which is lower down in their stomach. A lot of people breathe either through their mouth or from their chest, and you need to breathe from your diaphragm. So check over that. Next thing, I want you to think about next thing I want you to think about is relaxing. Right, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to breathe in for 5, hold it for 5, and then breathe out for 5, and then repeat that another 2 times. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. This is until your body starts to relax. Right, we're going to relax our body starting from the top of the head and then going down to the feet. Right, so relax the top of your head, your chakra. Now relax your forehead. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax your throat, relax your left and right shoulder, your left and right chest, relax your spine from the top, going right down to your coccyx. Now relax the back of your left arm and the back of your right arm. That's your upper arm. And the front of your left bicep and the front of your right bicep. Now relax the outside of your left forearm and the outside of your right forearm. Relax the inside of your left forearm and the inside of your right forearm. Relax your thumbs, relax your index finger, relax your middle finger, relax your forefinger, and relax your little fingers. Keep breathing from the stomach. Keep relaxing. I want you to relax your upper tummy muscles. That's the 2 top ones, the 2 middle ones, and the 2 bottom ones. Keep breathing, keep relaxing. I want you to relax your left buttock and your right buttock. I want you to relax. Sorry, just having a problem with the computer. I want you to relax your left buttock and your right buttock. I want you to relax your left upper thigh in the front and your right thigh. Relax. Relax the back of your left calf and the back of your right calf. Back of your right calf. Now relax the back of your left calf and right calf, sorry. Relax your left shin and your right shin. Go down to your feet now. Rest the soles of both feet. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your toes, your big toes, your index toe, your middle toe, your fourth toe, and your little toe. Keep relaxing. Remember that breath, nice and deep. Nice and deep. Check over your body for any tension. Keep relaxing, keep breathing. That breath is very important. Right, I'm going to put an object in front of the camera and I want you to concentrate on this object. Okay? We're going to focus on this object for 3 minutes. Okay? For 3 minutes. I want you to, first of all, take one deep breath for 5, hold it, breathe out, and relax. Okay? So, after 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Right, with this object here in front of the camera, I want you to focus on it for 3 minutes. I want you to clear your mind. I want you to have nothing in your mind except for to focus on this object. Sometimes you get thoughts coming into your mind. That's natural. Just don't pay attention to them and just keep focusing on this object. Okay? And we're going to do this for 3 minutes. And remember, the breath is all important. Every time you breathe, try and relax a little bit more. Okay? So, let's go. 3 minutes. Keep breathing. thought may come into your mind, just let them pass. Twenty seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to come out of your meditation. Take your time coming out. Now what I want you to do is look around your room. It's probably a good thing as well to try and remember one event of the day. This will bring you back to your natural state. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that meditation. Something I forgot to mention is that when you're doing meditation, you should really sit with your legs crossed on the ground and your hands turned upwards, so the palms of your hands turned upwards. For some people this is too uncomfortable, or they may be disabled or something, so they can't get down onto the ground or cross their legs. You can alternatively get a chair or something that you find comfortable to sit on, and make sure that you've got your hands on your lap and your hands are pointing upwards towards the ceiling. Okay? And remember, the breath is very important. You can do without food for almost 2 weeks. You can do without water for a little bit longer. But you try holding your breath for about 2 or 3 minutes and see what happens. That's how important the breath is. It's your life force. It's your energy. Now, when you go into meditation, there's lots of books that you can read on this, but there's different forms of breathing and breaths. And there's different types of meditation, but I'm just using a very simple technique here. You should be meditating at least 3 times a week for about 15 minutes each time. If you cannot find 45 minutes in a whole week for yourself, there's something wrong. You might have to give up something for the benefit of doing meditation. It's a sacrifice worthwhile making. Right, with meditation, another thing that goes with meditation is healthy eating. Healthy eating. Right, I am moving towards an alkaline diet simply because I think it's quite a good diet. Yeah, it's primarily plant-based. That's my diet. I do still eat meat a couple of times a week in the terms of fish, if you want to call fish meat. But besides that, a lot of the time I'm eating things like pulses and apples and bananas and things like that. There's a guy called Dr. Sebi. Some of you out there would have heard of him. Dr. Sebi. Now, he is the boss when it comes to alkaline foods. Unfortunately, Dr. Sebi is no longer with us. I wouldn't be surprised if something had happened to him, but you know, something untoward, but I won't go into that. Right, there's another guy besides Dr. Sebi. You can find Dr. Sebi's foods on the internet, and there's discussions about food. And he talks about an electric body, that we got an electric body, so we need to have electric foods. Our bodies do work by electricity. You can see this sometime when a body, say, is dead in a mortuary or something. If they send electrical current through somebody's hand, right, you see the hand start to move, yeah, by sending electric current through the hand. Sometimes it can make the body sit upright as well in a mortuary by sending current through it. So our bodies do work by electric, which is also part of the sun. There's another book here, and it's by Dr. Layla Africa. Dr. Layla O. Africa. It's called African Holistic Health. African Holistic Health. This book is boss. It's a really good book also. Again, this man was taken from us. Yeah, he's now transcended, but he's a very good writer. African Holistic Health. He doesn't just talk about food, he talks about education, the whole complete nine. Education, meditation, all of that. He incorporates it all in this book. He talks about slavery as well, and how we were taken off our natural food during the slave trade. Right. In terms of foods, I'm going to give you a couple of foods here that I've written down for you, which I think you should consider. You should really seriously consider eating, because this is really good for you. Yeah. Right. First of all, there's sea moss. Yeah. Sea moss. It looks, well, you've got different types of sea moss, but it looks quite white and, I don't know, sticky looking. It looks a bit to me like spaghetti. Right? So anyway, sea moss. This is one thing that's good for you. It'll help to boost your immune system. This is sea moss. It'll help to boost your immune system. And it also contains iodine, which is very good because it helps produces thyroid. Helps to produce thyroid hormones. And as I said, it comes in many forms. There's also olives. Now, olives is a really boss food as well. It's very high in vitamin E. Right, it has a good amount of iron, copper, and calcium in it. Right, olives, you can use olives, the natural olives, or you can use olive oil. It has very good anti-inflammatory properties. Olive oil is low in carbohydrates and contains about 46% of carbohydrate, which is quite low. It is anti-cancerous. It's good for fighting cancer, and it also supports your heart, and it's also very fibrous, which is good for your digestive system. Another thing that is really good for you is avocado. Right? There are about 20 different vitamins in avocados, and also minerals. It also contains potassium and magnesium. It is low in saturated fat. Right, avocado is good for cells and nerve function and electrical gradient as well. Right, so it's also good for electrical stimulation in the body. Is what I was trying to say. It's beneficial for inflammation, and it's anti-cancerous, so it's good for fighting off cancer. Olive oil has a lot of, avocado has a lot of good properties in it, right? But it can be fattening. It has a lot of good fats, but if you eat a lot of them, it can be quite fattening, so mind your intake. right? There's also cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are not natural, the big tomatoes. We're talking about cherry tomatoes, yeah? Because the big tomatoes that you tend to find in this supermarket are quite acidic. Cherry tomatoes aren't. Okay? So, cherry tomatoes, these little small tomatoes, are rich in potassium, which helps to reduce high blood pressure. Right? Rich in fibre and low in calories. Good for weight loss. It contains vitamin C. Tomato also contains lycopene, or I can't even pronounce this word, lycopene, and considered to be a good anti-carcinogenic. It has a good source of calcium and good for the bones and good for the heart. So that's another thing that you should be eating. You should have in your diet. And ginger. Man, when I was younger, my grandmother always used to make sure she kept ginger in the house. There's always ginger there. And another thing, limes and lemon. She always made sure like limes and lemons were in the house. Right? Ginger I have on a daily basis. Right, so ginger improves the circulation, and it also helps absorb more nutrients in the body. Yeah, so it increases more nutrients. Right. It also, because of the warmth from it as well, it also helps to create more nutrients. It's also good for headaches. It prevents cramping, and it's good for nausea. It's a good antiseptic, and it's also good for inflammation. Yeah, so if you've got any inflammation in your joints or anywhere in your body, ginger is one of the boss when it comes to helping with inflammation. Yeah, it can also help with other things such as ringworms or worms. Yeah, and these things are all natural products. Another thing right now, especially amongst black people, that you should be seriously considering using is vitamin D. So I'm just going through my notes here, and I can't remember I put the notes on the vitamin D. Right, vitamin D. A lot of black people, not saying white people don't have a problem as well, and Asians and that, but for some reason, more so with black people, we have a vitamin D deficiency. Right? So we should really be trying to get as much sunlight as we can, because without vitamin D, we tend to suffer from things like depression and stress, and our immune system is then compromised also. Okay, so we need to have 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight daily, and you can look directly into the sun. Yeah, some say you can't look directly at the sun, it'll make you blind. Rubbish. I look at the sun all the time, and it helps to stimulate the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, which is a god gland. Okay? So you need to have 15 to 20 minutes minimum of sunlight going into your eyes, and it stimulates your melanin. If you've got a garden, you could probably just run up and down naked in your garden and stimulate the whole complete body, because the sun will stimulate all the melanin in you. Yeah. Right. So melanin, our bodies contain a lot of melanin, and so you're going to get that stimulated through the sunlight. Vitamin D if you have a lack of vitamin D, as I keep saying, your immune system is going to be compromised. So make sure you take foods in that contain vitamin D. Here's some of the foods you can eat. Oily fish, salmon, sardines, tuna. Tuna fish is really good. Right? Red meat, liver, egg yolks, orange, because that contains also vitamin C in it also, so that's very important. Cherry juice is good as well. Right? Plum juice, cheese, soya milk. These are the things that you should be eating that contains vitamin D. There's other things also, other foods you could eat that contains vitamin D, but I want you to do your own research. I'll repeat this list again quickly. Right? Oily fish, that includes salmon, sardines, tuna fish. Red meat, liver, egg yolks, orange juice, cherry juice, prune juice, cheese, soya milk. So you should be incorporating these things into your diets. Also, you can leave the meat out probably and find some other substitute for that, because, as I keep saying, you know, moving towards an alkaline diet is probably the best diet that you can have, because, you know, with alkaline diet is found to reduce cancer. Cancer apparently cannot live in an alkaline body. If your diet is very acidic, yeah, which meat, especially red meat, contains a lot of acid. That's why you get problems with joints, because it starts attacking the joints. And then you get inflammation, and then you end up getting things such as ankylosing spondylitis, which is a form of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and all those things, because your diet's too acidic. You need to move to alkaline diet. Right. Anyway, this is the end of my show, the program. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Hit me up, send me a notification, send me a like, and you can do the same thing obviously on Facebook. Anyway, this is Amara, over and out. And just before I actually close, I want to ask people if there's any particular subject that they would like